Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. True Ali is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling the lower demons. This is not their land, hybrids can't be freemen. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. Game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles. Signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran, no recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message, presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession. Broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner, Jane and Western. What you reppin', all that effort, that direction, keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant. Got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong. Crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop, correct your lines to true vector manifestations. Matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung. Trey Young dropping dimes until you tighten up, you catching splinters from the pine. Clean the clouds out your thoughts, that's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
This is all 9 lives, synchronized in perfect stat, time after time, averting certain death before you leave. Must relieve karmic debt, which beget this war within us. C-Tech best, dust off records, our forebearers left. Put the needle to the groove, return to their mindset. Download begins, rewind cassette. Time is death, so then kill your clocks. This the will of Allah, filling you all to the rim and then some till it spills and it falls over all facets of the masses. Transactions composed in maxims, revising your cannons. Drove past heaven, it was littered with abandoned mansions where adverse possessed like 5 or 6. Gave them back the addresses, I got family moving in. Forget the madness, let the reversion begin.
True Ali the mastermind, other leaders asinine. Never dropping facts, use emotions to pass the time. Never make it on my shrine, Kundalini up the spine. Halo glow to have to shine, make you see the sign of times. Beeline to bloodline, Aquarian age flood minds. Rhyme like a plumb line, sometimes it's bud time. Rock mid-range deadly, all around the foul line. Playback, I'm front line, Moorish is my guideline. Step and cause a fault line, throw your service offline. Watch them get outshine, cross me like a state line, get cut like a brake line. F you and your concubine, strangle with a fishing line. When I help is genuine, always from the heart, all chakras are intertwined. Self you must redefine, more from the civil line, not the clandestine. Stake a vamp at chest line, sun stay stationary, shot left behind. Say you don't want to, not that you have no sign. See good in everything and how you must train the mind. Give out some love and find peace sublime. Water and the key lime keeps the body alkaline. Law should remain divine, not too much maritime. Get all 13 journals of the Moorish paradigm. Israelites from Saraline, my path is the narrow line. Thought you had the upper hand, I saw it like a tarot line.
I'm painting with the big P in game 6. Unity about as crucial as game 6 of the finals. I'm glowing like I won the title, but Ellen Beta noble titles. Don't worship humans, that's a false idol. Heavenly vibes coming from my recital. Middle fingers to connivers and instigators. The truth to revive you like the liberators. So this a pump to the chest. Utilize what's useful and throw away the rest. My vegan ways have put the beef to rest. My calling got directed like receptionist. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to put that bullshit to rest. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to bring that bullshit to rest.
When I step in the center, they can tell I'm a winner. Live my life right. Thank God, I'm not a sinner. Live my life like I'm passing through time. Disastrous crimes, you killing up my people. I'm asking your back is why. You feeling the energy rise? Because we open our eyes. We see the open skies and all them cop picking lies. That's how I battle enemies. I be using my energy. I move like the centipede in the mirror, see tending me. Pay attention to tendencies, trying to mess up the chemistry. We can be one big family. I do it for the nation. How many gon' stand with me? I got the prophet up front and you're mad at me. Can't love a man that look like you, but it's sad to see. I'm just acting like the children watching and it has to be. Nationality got me feeling like a dad to beat. Grass sheep provide the beat and I just had to bring the heat. Khalifa society, Canaanland Moors, Moorish connection, rise of the Moors, 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 Moors.
More money, more money, more money. Youths are amused by most rappers' reps, but to think to know best how many years he gets. He could be a thug tonight. At the sight of the boy, them his lips won't be tight. Nah, he will give up a name or two, so he can step up and take over the whole crew. No matter if you think he's a star, he made an autograph like a getaway car. I'ma tell you he's a dummy. Record execs sticking him and taking all his money. It's a daily operation. Get fools to sign the line and give a free PlayStation. I know you know their names. Who thinks they got fame with a gold chain? Blaming rap society, they got a party with their man, flossing with golds and chains, watching what next man's wearing. Compared to his small, but they ain't staring. Few youths caught the play and planned to rob the brother, and use the same stick up for the album cover. Don't even think about a plan before they steal. Youths do whatever, just to get a record deal. 10 brothers in a circle, had the rapper trap, everybody pointing the gap. Trayvon Hoodie became a negative thing. Whoever gets no booty will surely sin. Before the first 48, one of the crew rats switch up just like a bishop. Spilled it fast, even accepted a deal. Stop, look, listen, he did squeal. He wasn't nervous or flinching. Sitting shotgun in the boy, them DM Lincoln. Closer and closer, just stacking up checks. Daddy's getting for snitching, detective and feds. The beast was scared, so they panicked. Put the Glock to his head, and now he's panicked. Shorty said, chill, chill, I keep my lips sealed. I'll do anything, just to get a record deal. His rep grows bigger, no one knew he's the snitch nigga. He's known to not have a job or pulling 6 figures. Not a drug dealer, not a career, but every time he leaves the block, pigs appear. As we know, the things we do come back. When we try to scheme, others want to counteract. Some brothers don't think before they shoot though. Don't even think while holding a gap, bro. Be mindful if you're wanting to spit. You don't need the thug life all in your lyrics. I know you hear 'em and I know how you feel when you say anything just to get a record deal. Yo, are you Negro, black, colored? No, I'm not. Are you a more than a man standing up upright? Yes, I am. Are you willing to stand up for your nationality and your birthright? Yes, I am. You ready, Iron Sheik?
You've nothing to worry about.
Now, why don't push your legs? Others had their turn to flex. Iron Sheik is up next. All these so-called homos up in the rap game got used pants off their ass getting prepared for jail. It used to be hip-hop, but we flipped that. It's now God-hop, silencing all that types of chat. Everybody's talking, too many not doing in their dead status, repping their Euro Union. Don't drink Cristal and I can't stand Moet. Don't think I'm the artist, spoken word poet. No nursery rhyming, no playing, no smiling. This is the calm, the savage youth that's always wildin'. Watching videos and being influenced by pawns. Frontin' big and wealthy with nothing going on. Mama always said, be myself, happy for what I have. Don't beg for anyone else's when I don't have. That's some divine wisdom like King Solomon's wealth. Don't be played by players that's always playing themselves. Playing yourself. What? Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Yeah. Playing yourself. Yeah, these ladies be looking pretty from city to city, but don't know they are the bringers of humanity. Don't know that the womb is the first school. And since she dropped the ball, all youths act a fool. But sisters with good minds bring up good seeds that still knowing they self in jeans and hoodies. Daughters serious like autumn, moms like Bettine. Mastering the arts like Sifu Mateen. Not playing the victim responsibly. To haters that hate, she takes responsibility. Not waiting for a check from a deadbeat daddy. With new rings, chains, new shoes, or a suit of caddy. Knowledge, wisdom, overstanding is the key to mental health. If you don't take care of your youth, you just playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself, yeah. Playing yourself, yeah. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself, stop playing yourself, stop playing yourself. Now, why don't bust a tech or move drugs in Toronto projects or use mics to sell sex niggas? Nowadays it's all about this and that, calling himself nigga, colored in black, proud like James Brown who was actually brown. Thanks for the samples though and evolving our sound. It's only common sense I drop soul by the pound. We'll never be commercial, always stay underground. Many take checks and careers still flop and drop like downs from snitches to hip-hop cops. Rap police studying rap sheets for evidence. Doors kicked in, get arrested with your best 7 friends. All battered and bruised on the street, won't see snakes on my feet. The race is done and I didn't compete, cause I have a mission. Keep my ass out of prison, make sure the youth listen. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding like books on my shelf. If you don't know thyself, then you're playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Playing yourself. Stop 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 playing yourself. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take Moorish science to the highways and hedges, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Heard it said that his financial support comes from a rich man in Texas. I heard that while I was in the movement. I've heard it more since I left the movement. A rich man in Texas. You can look up, any of you can look up his name. But the FBI knows that too. But they still don't touch him. And never have I seen a man, and this rich man who lives in Texas, by the way, lives in Dallas. His headquarters in Dallas. His money is in Dallas. The same cities where President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. And never have I seen a man in my life more afraid, more frightened than Elijah Muhammad was when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I've never in my life seen a man.
So here's Malcolm's speech.
Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali. Welcome, we're here. Q&A Wednesday, Season 2. If you have questions, put it in the chat in all caps. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. There was a couple in the email. Get to those. How to correct my nationality and get my nationality card represent myself in law. Nationality card, all starts with self. Starts there first. Law starts with the universe, then with self. I, self, law. So it's part. of us. Nationality is part of us. You're reclaiming your nationality, but you're correcting the name that they gave us, the name that we've adopted as this is who we are on whatever quote unquote government document. You saying I'm a Moor, I'm not Negro, black, colored, is you reclaiming your nationality, having free national name, free national constitution, free national flag, free national religion, all the stuff that free people have. You're correcting to that from what they called you on the documents. When we came into this in 2008, that idea was you get with a Moorish body. The Moorish body that we got with was Moorish Science Temple of America and Noble Drew Ali, and go in that direction. You get with a Moorish body, and once you proclaim your nationality, that you are who you are now, you would get identification, you would get paperwork that goes with that, and you would get the most important thing, all the knowledge that you need so you can really be yourself to your fullest potential. The paperwork was for you to take to the county, file it in the county record. Once it's filed there, they're going to give you a number with that filing. And then now you can use that as the reference point for them to find out who you are if anybody challenges you on something, because the county is the highest jurisdiction. There's no jurisdiction that you're going to other than the county if you're somebody who's free. Right? The jurisdiction where we're at, there's no county. Those been dissolved. It's only city/municipal jurisdiction. And then this is how we moved in the direction of not doing the county, but taking that same paperwork, making sure you have your witnesses, whoever your witnesses are. They should be Moors too. Right? This is why the body, having the Moorish body is important. You get your document, you make copies of it, and then you send it to anybody who you think's important that needs to know that you are taking this stance, you're taking this position. Because we're dealing with a colonial jurisdiction, other Moors said, forget that. They didn't put me on notice to give me this name that I have, so I'm not putting them on notice of jack. I am who I am, and they're just going to have to accept that or not. Now remember, that's 2008. And then the Moors who didn't do the put everybody on notice, all they did was they knew in their heart that they're Moorish American. They knew that their prophet saved them. They proclaimed their nationality, and their national ID is what they're using. That's just how they're living their life now moving forward. Because that's how it spoke to them. So when we're looking at this time now, how would you correct we would say the notices, because everybody who you're dealing with is in some corporate colonizer, foreign de facto position. There's nothing legit right now. You're not even getting, I'm not gonna go there. So I would say the notices. And it's based on who you're dealing with. You're not gonna send out 500 things to people who you're not even gonna have interaction with them. What do they need to know for? I mean, if you want to waste the paper and the mail and all that stuff, then sure, why not? But it's when you're dealing with them is when you start letting them know. Because they've been sitting back thinking that they got away with something by using these fictitious entities on us. And keep in mind the lesson that Drew Ali told these Moors, that all old business, leave it as it is. And all new business, do that in your free national name. So all old business, right? This is why before you correct your name, proclaim your nationality, and all that stuff, you have to do a detox first. You have to get rid of all the BS that you've been doing with yourself for the past how much ever years until you found out about Moorish nationality and birthrights. So if you found out at 30, then you got 30 years of detoxing to do. Start scrubbing. And start wasting time about trying to have cards and papers and all that stuff, and then we don't even know a quarter. Forget even the half. We don't even know a quarter what we're supposed to. Right? So it's about knowing at this juncture, at this crossroad, you better know when you get to the crossroad. And you better be sure about what you know. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. The process concept that people are coming in with, that this is about cards and papers and whatever, that's wrong from the start. Because that's not what this is about. This is really about being one with Allah. It has nothing to do with some papers and cards and all that. This is divine. Before some national stuff that you're trying. Going back again to why this detox, or like the mothers called it the exorcism. Until you have the exorcism and get the nigger out for real, you shouldn't even be talking about correcting anything or proclaiming anything. Like, you should really have a clean slate when you're, which is why this is best given to the children. Because they don't have any BS to comb through. Just give them the truth, and then they're just going to do what they're going to do with the truth that they have. Right? No, nothing tainting. But you know, we have to do that. We have to go there for the people who, you know, are new to this, thinking that they could just get a card, show it, and think these highwaymen are not going to beat them in the face or something like that. Because they thought, you know, they're sovereign. So the sovereigns of the land, and they start talking crazy. Right? For the people who are already past that, Passed the detox, got out the Negro out and all that stuff, swept out everything, cleaned out, wiped down everything, and you're good and you're clean, you're ready to go. This goes back to now putting the stuff back now that you just cleaned out. So now you're gonna have your 2 years, 3 years, or whatever like that of acquiring the knowledge of self, building the stuff back up with the right information now, not the BS that we just purged ourselves of. And then once we get that knowledge, then we can start talking about proclaim something and correct something. Because we're going to be a whole. We're not going to be some 3/5 anymore. We're not going to have generational trauma and all that crap. And then we start being Moors from that point on, which again goes back to giving it to the children because, you know, they're the most innocent. Instead of giving them lies, how about just giving them the truth? No, just give them the truth. Well, it's hard because, you know, eventually they're going to, hold on a second. So if you're giving me the truth, what you been doing for the past, however, because you fell off the wagon. But that's all the stuff that we got to deal with when we get into this, because we're coming into this Negro, black, colored, whatever, in a messed up state, and we're bringing this messed up state into this clean and pure nation, and thinking you're just gonna, you know, give this the spit shine. We have deep entrenched traumas we never dealt with. I'm gonna say we're Moors. So we're setting you up now, so you don't have to deal with the BS that we're dealing with. We're telling you now, give it to the children so that they can have it, and then for yourself, you got to detox. Don't think because you watched, you know, 1,500 hours of a seer and 25 million hours of Taj or something like that, that you made it. You don't got any issues. This stuff is figured out. Right? It's deep what they did to our people. It's deep. And it's going to take that type of work to correct it so that we can proclaim and say our nationality with pride and honor, and you got to worry about and him and why is it like it'll just run smooth. And the best way for it to run smooth is it being in the mind first. And the only way you're doing that is if it's getting through the womb, or you're giving it to the children. So I'm with notices. And again, what is it that we're doing? There's situations where the colonist doesn't care. They don't care. They don't care what paper you have, what card you have, what flag you're waving. They don't care about any of that. Because they already know they have a whole bag of other people who look just like us that they can rape them forever to fund dealing with us. And make people think that this is some sovereign citizen thing like those Europeans doing stuff and all that. When it's really people's birthright that they're supposed to know about their nationality and their birthrights. And again, it's where you're at. Where are you when it comes to your Moorish nationality and birthright? Like where are you? Like, for example, like going back again to we had a body of Moors. So as a jurisdiction, Moor Science Temple we had a newspaper, Moorish Guide. We put the proclamation in the Moorish Guide for all the Moors, made copies and distributed them to whoever it is, for them to know. Paper circulated for 30 days. They can't say they don't know, because they've been told. What they do with it, that's their business. That's their business. The nationality card, Moors. I've seen Moors show their nationality card for whatever it is, and they don't have issues. And it's just because that's all they have. And everybody knows all you need is 2 pieces of ID. Right? If it's male for Cujo, Cujo's getting it. If it's male in the straw name, Cujo's getting it. Cujo's always the one that's going to be responding. Whatever it is that they do, whatever it is that they decide to do, they do whatever it is that they want to do. Just know that Cujo's responding. Because in a colonial corporate jurisdiction, everything you do is out of necessity. Everything you do is out of necessity, because we're not doing anything that's free. Moors, they're not going to talk about it, but all Moors have issues that they're dealing with. They just don't talk about it because, what's to talk about? Deal with our issues. But all Moors have this that if they tell you their issues, you be telling them keep their stuff. You got your own. It's all right. Hold yours. Right? It's not some cakewalk. Even as free people, it's still uphill. As free people, it's still uphill. As the true original people, still have to be complaining and fighting the colonists and suing and doing marching up and down and shutting the police down and nothing. Something else must be going on. Yeah. Then you look at the paperwork and the ID Moors. Moors who said, I'm gonna do it all. Right? Learning how to live within contracts. Going out, getting the contract as the straw, because this individual only deals with a straw. All right, fine, you deal with the straw. And then the Moor is coming to do the work. So the straw can't work. Straw is just an interface. Straw's not a person, a being, a human. That's not what straw is. As a corporate person, but not a living entity. Like they know that. That's why everything they do is in a straw. They realize every time you deal with them, you're not dealing with them. When you go to the cashier, he tells you first name. You ask them for last name. No, I don't have to give you my last name. That's not them. So there's many ways of dealing with them, but it's about the knowledge. It's about having the knowledge of what it is, having the knowledge that you can protect things by putting it in a trust. You have beneficiaries. You want to leave something for them? That's where you put it, because that's what everybody else does. There's even Moors with no nationality card and no paperwork. And you're going by what they say when they're dealing with colonists and whoever. Like, I'm telling you what's what. There's that level too. There's Moors who are 15, 20, 30 years in this with national ID is the only way. And then if it's straw ID, even that would have LMB on it. Some of them wouldn't even be all caps. So over the years, that the activity of correcting your name and proclaiming your nationality and getting out of the corporate status and doing all that, at this point there's no way. That's why you can't fall for packages, because nobody has the way. This is how you do it, and then you can't do it that way, because almost every way would work. Because the people who you're dealing with are corporate jurisdiction. They don't really have jurisdiction if you really know what you're talking about. And the only way that they can get it is by assuming it or by color. And then once you realize at that point that that's what you're dealing with, now it's, are you willing to carry on? Because they're going to always be colored. You cut your losses with that one, and now you never deal with that one ever again. Eliminate them from your life, whether it's a corporation, whether it's an individual, or whatever. So now you don't have to have any obligations to them anymore. Because remember, corporate jurisdiction needs us in it. They need it. And they know more than the people that they need them. And the people can't figure it out. Because it's only a percentage of us that want to proclaim our nationality. Majority of us, they're mourning Jesse Jackson right now. Mourning this man. Mourning the man who put them in slavery. That's how on a downward spiral our people are going. Again, Moors, we're on the high road. We're watching all the BS going on the low road. It's What are we supposed to do with some people want to be on the low road? What are we supposed to do for them? They pick their road. Kavit Emtor, as the Moor says. You know? It's really a mental thing, first and foremost. It's mental, it's about knowledge, because you're going to be challenged once you proclaim your nationality. As soon as you go over that line and you start talking about you're a Moor and all that stuff, here they come to challenge you. They didn't care about anything. They didn't want to hear from you. You didn't even matter. As soon as you start saying you're a Moor, all of a sudden, people want to have conversations. You know, you telling me what Islam really is and all this? You weren't telling me anything before. I just saw the Moors in the chat. Where if you have any questions or comments, just put them in the chat. If not, we got a couple more in the email. Yeah, they don't get how important it is. They never will. This is for the few faithful. This is for the few faithful. Supreme honors to all the Moors. Are there any other Moorish guide articles that you know of? Now, other than the Moorish literature, the only other one is there's one that Grand Chief Nature and those Moors had put in their newspaper. This is September 14th, 1928. (2006). So this is the Moorish Guide newspaper, 2006, from Grand Chief Nature Base Temple. So they had this article in there from September 14th, 1928, by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It is not unusual for a newspaper to make its debut in the city of Chicago. The past years have seen many much come and many much go. The Moorish Guide, taking its initial bow to the public, knows not what the future awaits it, but throwing its effort on the sides of right, reason, and tolerance, we hope that we might make the grade. The Moorish Guide enters the field of journalism with malice toward none and charity to all. It is not our purpose to disregard the work of other splendid journals, It is not our purpose to fail to give due attention and space to all American citizens, individuals, and organizations alike who are working in their chosen fields of endeavorment for the progress and development of all American citizens and all American institutions. We hope to cooperate with them in the intensive and grueling battle for universal justice. The Moorish Guide feels that the greatest weapon in the hands of our group today in America is our press. The truth will never be told about a disadvantaged minority by the general press of any country, whether that minority be racial, political, or religious. Unless we express ourselves through papers of our own, the truth about us will not be told. Many of our accomplishments, many of the beautiful things, many of the hopeful things and events which mark the progress of our group will go unrecorded were it not for papers of our own. Our papers are our only hope of shoveling ourselves out from under the avalanche of lies that are annually let loose upon us. A strong free press is the best possible safeguard of the liberties in general promotion and defense of the interests of strong free people. Noble Drew Ali. And then all the stuff in the Moorish Guide. And then the other one that it's in the Moorish Guide. It's in the Moorish Guide, but it doesn't have the whole, or it's in the Moorish literature, I mean. There's the Moorish literature, but it doesn't have the whole article. It's the Professor Drew Egyptian Adept article. Find that. This is in the, let me find that. Right here. So there's a part missing. Share screen. So this is another article that speaks volumes to what Noble Drew Ali was doing. Professor Drew. I am a Muslim. Professor Drew is a man who was born with divine power. He was taught by the adepts of Egypt. I have the secret of destroying the germs of tuberculosis and cancer of the lungs in 10 to 30 days. Your lungs and a very strict examination that the germs are entirely destroyed. Also destroyed the germs of eating cancer, gout, rheumatism, lumbago, heart trouble, female diseases, and serious affections of the body. Call at once, adults and children, and be relieved of your sufferings. If you have any doubts about my treatments, you can be healed before $1 is paid with security. Through these divine treatments, there has been great success of contagious and long-standing diseases, which have been cured in 2 to 3 days. Also, give divine instructions and interpret the Bible from Jesus to Revelations. Also have 18 years of Christ's life that is sent to your holy table for those who desire to know more about Jesus Christ. So he's this herbalist going around talking about freeing people from their diseases. From their diseases. Like actually healing them. Same thing that people are doing, making claims and whatever that they're doing today. And then all those people would never give honors to Drew Ali being the foundation of that. Because they already know it was herbs and all that stuff. So the Moorish Manufacturing Company, with Drew Ali producing his mineral oil and everything else. Manufacturing company producing it. Right? Where's the stuff? I don't know what's going on. But I know that he put in his work. You know, I know that he put in his work. Let me close this up. So those are the two. And I'm sure there's more, because I think there has to be some Moorish guides floating around too. Probably those temples probably have it, or have a copy of something from them. Some Moorish guide. They should. That's what should be going on. What's the divine truth the prophet wants Moors to know? When we go through the culmination of the teachings and going through all the different schools of thought, right? The ultimate realization is that it's all internally. The battles of the lower self and the higher self, it is all internally. Being one with the Creator is not about projecting yourself outside to touch the Creator. The unity with Allah is within. This man being one. All the national and ancestral identity information that we find out when we came into this. The living by the principles, the divinity of these principles, and how that could affect man's existence when he lives by those. So there's a lot. There's a lot of divine truth that we need to know. And praise Allah that we had a prophet sent to us to set us in the direction of becoming that divine truth, being it, the living manifestations of it. And then when we look at him and we look at all the Moors that he inspired, whether they were traders, whether they were whatever, like all these people that he influenced, you know that he was on to something. You know. What are the new schemes people are using to cause confusion in the movement? I think the biggest one I think right now is not giving people a chance to go and study what they have, what they were given, right? They overload people so much that they get confused. When majority of our people, when they say, oh, something's wrong, if they're not going towards Noble Drew Ali as their initial being brought into a broader thought stream, then they're going to be lost until they get to Noble Drew Ali and his information. So there's less talk about Drew Ali now with the people who are talking out there. There's less talk about, the lessons that were presented through him. It's more about people being the way, individuals, personages being, who you have to go to get it, because this is how. It's really what Noble Drew Ali did that even has these people able to do what it is that they're doing with their confusion. It's just like with the ones who were around Noble Drew Ali. If they were really down with him, they would have just kept this thing going. But they didn't, because they had different motives. Right? They were jealous of the fame and nobility that was theirs. But they didn't want to share it. So look out for greedy people. That's another scheme. They always have a price on something. And then when you check, the stuff that they're putting the price on, they got it for free. So look out for the hustle scheme. The focal thing that you should be on is knowing thyself. Know thyself. Do that before anything else. Before anything else. It's right there. Know thyself. Once you have Noble Drew Ali up front, you'll see all the schemes. They won't be able to play you. And they wouldn't be able to take advantage of people if they would stick with what Noble Drew Ali brought them before they start delving into other stuff. There's a foundation. And if you don't honor your foremothers and forefathers, you're not going to have long days on the earthland. You're going to get injured. More and more we see the acknowledgement of the true indigenous people of this land admitted by those in seats of power. How do you see that working out in the advantage of our people? Well, the only recognition is them getting out the seats of power and giving the indigenous people back their stuff and going back to where they're from. So it's already, it's already established that their time's up. It's not like they don't know that their time's up, but if we're incompetent, then like Drew Ali said, the Europeans going to be here to teach us government until we figure out how to do this thing. Unfortunately, Europeans not about some de jure government or whatever. They're on some colonial corporate activity, which is supposed to be enough to inspire the people to say, well, if that's what they're doing, forget them. How about we go over here and do our own thing? Because they're nothing if people don't vote. If everybody doesn't vote and then somebody still comes out a winner, then you know somebody's playing somebody. So there's no advantage for them unless they're absolutely giving everything back. Right? The little proclamations and stuff like that Moors use, that we use that for our people to show them, to get them inspired to get on board with this. Right? But look at them. They're mourning Jesse Jackson right now. So the Negro problem is alive and well. And that's our biggest problem. That's the real issue. Because they can say this is the indigenous people's land all they want. If they're still going to build the railway through it, what do you mean? They admitted something. Doesn't sound like they admitted anything to me. It's on the people. The people want to be Negro, black, colored, then it's on the ones who know. And Drew Ali said, if it's only you, then you be the only one then. Don't worry about them other people. You don't worry about what you better know. You better honor your prophet and all that. Don't worry about what other people are getting, especially if that's what they signed up for. Are there any Moors thinking of starting a manufacturing company today? That's a one to put out to all the Moors worldwide. Any Moors? No. Their salvation as citizens rests on their national identity and the Moorish movement. Meta key truth, remembrance of origin, lawful key, national identity, lawful standing. Right? Everything's in there. You just gotta go with the prophet. Once you go with the prophet, you wouldn't have any issues. What about birth certificate authentication? You can't authenticate a void instrument. And if you're not the one authenticating, then you're in somebody else's jurisdiction once you get that. Because they're taking the superior jurisdiction, because to authenticate, there's going to be a seal on there. And whoever seals it, that's whose stuff it is. And then you could throw that in the bag of the schemes. As soon as you hear people talk about birth certificates and all that, no, it's a scheme. No, they're trying to play some type of game with you. Know that they're trying to play a game with you. What about Canadian Moors? No such thing. Because we, just like the thing says right there, Canaanland Moors. Canaanland Moors. Canaanland is Canada. Canada, that's some corporate stuff that has nothing to do with Moors. That's a foreign, modern, European thing. That has absolutely nothing to do with Moors. So, right, just like there's no United States Moors. There's no United States Moors. That's not, there's no such thing as United States. There's no such thing as Canada. Those don't apply to Moors. Now they apply in the retarded realm. Yeah, there's a United States and a Canada for people who are retarded. But if you're not retarded, then that's nothing to do with you. And you hear those little things, people, but that's trolling stuff. When you hear that type of stuff, Moors in Canada and all this, that's trolling stuff. Because they know they're supposed to be saying Canaan. Like it's known. They would call it whatever, but it's not. We're gonna go with what we know it as. How to get paperwork and witnesses when it's no temple around. I want to help Memphis. We need a temple here or direct more Moors. Memphis needs direction of our people. It's messed up here with wrong leadership and sellouts. That's why I'm asking for help to go about things the right way. Now, so the paperwork, we go to RVBay online and rvbaypublications.com. There's some paperwork on there that came out of the Great Seal that was national, name correction and judicial proclamation, 7 pages. And this is what we were talking about earlier with the notice, that when you're, and again, this is talking from our jurisdiction. Certain jurisdictions, it'll be different. When you get the paperwork, you take that paperwork and then you study that paperwork. You're not just filling this thing out and that's it. You're taking this paperwork and you're studying it. It's becoming, you're gonna do a book report after on the paperwork that you're about to use for your name correction. And the paperwork there, it's easy to download. The witnesses, it's about individuals who are Moors witnessing. Now, when you say, let me say, okay, so the witness should be of your mindset. The witness shouldn't be a Negro, black, colored, or whatever. The witness should be someone that knows you're on this you're on the wave of going through this process. Right? So if a witness is needed for something, you can rely on this individual who's putting their appellation down, right, as your witness. You don't want some nobody who, if it's a call that needs to be made, you know, they can't be reached. Right? Helping people starts with the little things, like the stuff that's in your face that needs help. You know, don't be a Moor with illusions of grandeur and you're gonna save the nation and all this. You're gonna be the Memphis saver, right? There's a lot of work going in to make sure that this stuff doesn't progress. A lot of work. And they have means to put the work in. Right? We already know victory is sure. So, you know, all their stuff that they're doing is futile, but you know, they gotta try. So you start with what's in your face. Save that. Save that plant that's dying. Right? Save that lady who's about to step on that patch of ice and break her neck. You know, start within in your space, and then that will ripple effect. You know? Like for example, in the summer we do the ball camp out here, right? As part of the, you know, our city's messed up. Children getting murdered, children vaping, children doing all types of madness. You know, let's do what we could do. You know, and wherever you're at, there's a thing that you could do. You know, Jolly said there's work for all to do. There's really work for all to do. There's work for all to do. You know, you want to help the jurisdiction where you're at, then do something for the children. They need more help than anybody. And again, having a temple, right, is the all and be all, because that's what Juali established. But if it's not there, or if it's not functioning right, or it's not, you know, that doesn't excuse you from still being active and putting Juali up front. Right. Remember, everything you're doing is for uplifting fallen humanity. We would love it to be a temple. We would. But at this time, if people are selling charters and all that stuff for a temple, you might want to hold on a second. Right? You might not want to jump in. You know. Mm-hmm. So birth certificate is not ancient. The first convention, how much Moors had one? Yeah. Was there even birth certificates then? Mm-hmm. So they're using this modern document, but they're supposed to be the founders of civilization. They're authenticating this void document. Void document. The people fall for it because they don't study. Going back again to, if you're not studying, that's part of it. You know, knowing thyself, studying to know the truth. You know, supreme honors to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Don't forget riseofthemoors.org for all you DC Moors. All the Moors near DC that want to meet up. It's going down. And the meetups stay bringing Moors together, just like our barbecue, our Drew Ali Day, our temple meetings. So bringing Moors together. Stay honorable, Moors. Be the Moor that does right. Don't let the prophet look at you funny. Give thanks for the Moors with their questions. Love and peace to all. Why does the prophet call for increased faithfulness? It's really for you. Because to turn around and see nobody backing you, to put in all this work for all these people, and to see no one backing you. No one? Okay, maybe one more, two more backing you. You're the prophet. Us knowing how they dealt with Noble Drew Ali so effed up should make us increase our faithfulness to the prophet, because they wouldn't have did that to him if he wasn't the prophet. He had to be the prophet for them to do all that. He had to be the man. So take all these lessons, take everything that I brought you. Save yourself with it. Save yourself. Just take it. It's yours. I brought you everything it takes. Because I can't believe everybody around me sold out. Everybody? Okay, maybe two more didn't sell out. It's prophets do that. You know, he earned his honors. He earned it. You know. And again, you'll only know from sitting at the meeting and hearing their letters to be read every meeting. where he told these Moors about the sellout. Let them know there's some dirty Moors in this movement. So be consistent. Stay consistent. Constant consistency. Don't take your foot off the pedal. And don't abandon your posts. None of that. Make sure anybody says, let me see the stuff. You could show them the stuff. You gotta be in 100%. In 100%. That faithfulness that'll catapult you. It'll do you well to be faithful. It will do you well. If you're not holding yourself, if you're not holding yourself at your post for Noble Drew Ali, you won't deserve your prophet. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Stay true, Moors. You already know. Supreme love, Islam.